Okay, great. Right, good afternoon, everybody. My name's Ian Wood. Lovely to put some faces to names. Obviously, I've been emailing TrainAid for years now, but I haven't managed to get down to meet half of you, so it's lovely to be in the same room as everybody. Tom's asked me just to do a very brief workshop today on how to use some elements of technology in your training moving forward. So I'll put a little caveat in there. If I can use them, you can use them. I'm certainly no technological expertise, far from it, but it's just something that I've accrued over the years, and using them on the courses, the learners seem to really enjoy using them. And I think from Tom's point of view, he just wants me to sort of expose these different apps potential to you, just for you to go away, have a little play with them, and maybe start to slowly drip feed them into your courses moving forward. So that's basically what the session is about. I'm just going to showcase 4 different apps to you during the session, and give you a little opportunity to participate in using them in a very low key. So don't start to think, oh my word, it's going to be challenging. It's not. It's just some basic uses of the apps that moving forward. At any stage you want to ask questions, feel free. There's a little section at the end for you to ask any questions. So don't be shy at coming forward. So what I'm going to do to start with, no Zoom session would be right without a PowerPoint. Okay, so it's all about using teaching and learning apps. Now, I'm going to show you how to use 4 of them, but there are, I would have thought, 40 plus different apps you can use in your teaching. So the list that I'm going to go through are just 4 that I use regularly, but there are loads out there. So I would advocate you very strongly that you have a go. And, if you're not so keen on the 4 that I'm going to show you, then, find your own and adapt your own and utilize your own moving forward. So the aim. So it's just to introduce you really to different teaching and learning apps. Now, the beauty of them is that Pooja and I were talking earlier when just us 2 were in a room. I use these apps face to face, but they're also a great little tool to use online, as we're doing today. So, they're not just for sole use online or sole use face to face. You can use them in both different environments. So the outcomes I would like for today's session are that by the end of the session, you'll be able to identify 4 different teaching and learning apps you can use to enhance your delivery of different training sessions, and also state how you could use one of the apps on a future course. It'd be great if you could tell me all 4, but I'm only going to get you to identify or state how you could use one of the apps on a future course. Okay. So has anybody got any questions before we start? No? Did Tom mention that I'd like you to, you're going to have to not download the apps, but did you mention about having a QR scanner, Tom, at hand?
No.
No, it's just easier. Easier to get into the apps if you've got a QR scanner. Okay.
No, apologies, I didn't. But can that be done? Is that done on your mobile? Is it?
You can do it on apparently you can just take a picture of it, but it just gets us into the apps a little bit more quickly. That's all.
Yeah, I think that works as a camera on your phone.
Yeah. Okay, so they're the 4 we're going to look at. We're going to look at Padlet. We're going to look at Mentimeter, we're going to look at Socrative, and we're going to look at WooClap. Don't worry about WooClap. It does sound like something you'd go to the chemist and get some cream for, but I can assure you it's not. Okay. So let's have a look. And we're going to start with Padlet. So Padlet, what is Padlet? I think they're all good little tools. And the beauty of them is that they're all free. Now, you can get paid versions, but A, they can be costly, and B, I don't think you probably need the paid versions to use them to dip in and out of courses. But again, that is your choice. So we're gonna change over to my Padlet board. Okay. So can you all see my Padlet board there? It says Padlet, and there's 3 different windows on there. Now I use it for 2 different things. The first thing I use it for is like it's like an online bookmark for me. So I use it as a resource library. So I'm going to click into there, and what should open up on the screen eventually is a whole range of clips, video clips. It will open up, just a bit slow. It's a whole, it's just like all these clips I use regularly, not all on AET courses, but on the swimming courses that I run for Swim England as well. So the ones that I use on an AET are, I use the learner types, top right-hand corner. I can click straight into that one. I use the old guide, a blind guide there on the course. I use pitch, pace, and tone sometimes. I use the scientific principles in the bottom right-hand corner. But hey, you know, it's just like a really quick and easy way for me to get into different video clips or different tools that I use. So what we're going to use to start with, we're going to use wheel decide. Now it's going to take me 30 seconds just to populate this. So when it opens up, and then this is the first bit. So this is like a thing that I use as a bit of a recap on day 2. So I'm just going to modify the wheel. I'm just going to put all your names in. Bear with me. It will take me 30 seconds. So we've got Tom, Pooja, Rebecca, Leslie. Got Les. I won't put you in twice, Leslie, even though I can see you twice. Nikki. Oops, sorry, Nikki, spelling your name wrong. Bear with me. Nikki, Bill. Bill. Okay, so advanced options, bear with me. Right, so I'm going to open up the wheel, apply wheel changes. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin the wheel, and when it lands on your name, I just want you to tell me the main reason that you are accessing this workshop today, please. Okay. Leslie.
I'm muting myself. To use breakout rooms.
Okay. All right. Right. Well, I'm not going to use breakout rooms, but
Okay.
I can certainly show you how to use them moving forward. But anyway, that's for me and you in another day.
Yeah.
Okay. No problem. Thank you, Leslie.
Okay.
Pooja, and don't say breakout rooms, Pooja, please.
You was going to come to me. Yeah. So for me, it's coming back to teaching. So this will be a brilliant workshop. So I've had a nice little break, maternity break. So
okay,
getting to meet people, of course, but it would be brilliant to get back into the swing of things. And yeah, this is amazing. It's funny that I haven't heard of any of these apps. So
okay.
yeah,
Right.
CPD
Great.
really.
Excellent. Happy days. Good. Thank you. Tom, please.
I'm here because I heard on the grapevine through feedback from your courses that you're obviously getting really good feedback, and some of these sort of uses of tech were mentioned, and then I spoke to you about it, and I know you ran a couple. We sort of did a few for learners, sort of art that had been on the courses. So yeah, just wanted to see them myself, and wanted to share good practice with everyone else, basically.
Okay, cool, and definitely with. As the learners are getting younger and younger, they're going to be. Oh, someone else, Bob's coming in. Let me. They're far more used to using mobiles and iPads, and you know the generation now learn in a very different way and access far many different things to what my generation did. Good,
yeah,
thanks,
well, I was talking on the course. I've delivered this course the last couple of weeks, actually, 4 courses, and yeah, sometimes there's a bit of a negative vibe about mobiles, but obviously if people are respectful with them and don't use them
No,
during
absolutely.
sessions,
They're a great learning tool as long as
actually
people, as long
embrace
as-
them. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Good, thank you. Right, Phil, what's your main reason for coming on the workshop, please, Phil?
So many apps out there. It's good just to see a few what other people use. I know Socrates,
Yeah,
and what's the other one? I can't just remember its name now. But yeah, it's just good to learn different ways of doing things and make, because it keeps you interested as well when you're teaching
yeah,
the level 3 AET course. If you teach it a number of times, you want to change it for yourself slightly,
yeah, absolutely.
so
Yeah.
it doesn't make it boring for you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Adds a bit of, and again, I quite enjoyed changing them around a little bit, different tasks, different activities, just to, as you say, make it a bit more interesting for me. Good, thank you. Right, next one. Rebecca, please.
I'd heard of them all, Ian, apart from Wood. Was it Wood Clap?
Woo clap. Woo
Yeah,
clap.
apart from that one. I've
Yeah.
seen my learners use Mentimeter, Socrative and Padlet quite a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
I've started to dabble, but I really would like to know which ones, you know, are going to be the most benefit to my learners. So
Okay, great. And again, you know, what I find is that some learners love some and don't like others,
yeah,
and it's personal choice. But again,
Mm.
because there's so many out there, then you know, there's the world is our oyster. Okay, good. Thank you, Rebecca. Vicky, please.
So it's been quite a long time since I've done any face-to-face teaching or training. So it's great for me to just find out what's going on these days, really.
Okay, cool. Yeah, good. Thank you. Bill, please.
Yeah, I only teach first aid, but it'd be good to have new ideas potentially to use.
Yeah,
Don't do Zooms, but yeah, anything new, and you know that subject area can get quite stuck in its ways. So
yeah, and I'm sure,
Yeah.
although I don't teach first aid, I can think of lots of opportunities to use all of these on the first aid course, having been on first aid courses in the past.
Mm.
Yeah, I think they'd be ideal to enhance what happens on a first aid course. Thank you. Right, I wonder who this is going to be. No idea. Oh, Nikki.
So I did all my teacher training on Zoom because we did it in COVID year, and so some of these apps were already introduced to us. So
Right.
I am familiar with quite a few. I use quizzes and Kahoot as a means of
Yeah.
assessment as well.
Yeah.
I came to meet everybody, but also some of these I've used Padlet, but I've not really used the other three. But I have already got some within my Zoom presentation, and I thought I'd probably leave them in for the face-to-face because they can
Yeah.
also be quite useful as a different way of getting into just keeping attention, really.
Yeah, great. So again, ideally for face-to-face or Zoom. Yeah, absolutely. So what I wanted to do there was show you Padlet, that one option is like the order resources, it's like a bookmarks bar. But then you can get into something simple like We'll Decide. And as I say, I use this on day 2 when we've had quite an intense day 1, and we do like a bit of a recap in day 2. And we just use it, and we use it as a, you know, when the name comes up, I'll ask the group a question from the day before. But again, you can use it however you wish. Right. So going back to, can you all see my Padlet, the 3 screen Padlets now? Yeah. Okay. So that is one use of it. The second one is you can use it to just get learners' ideas. They can either do it verbally, or they can actually do it electronically. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open up the other window. You will need your mobile phones. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, on the screen, you should all be able to see what are the benefits of using T&L apps in your teaching. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share that with everybody. I'm going to get a QR code. So if you scan that QR code either with a QR code scanner or just with a photo. Just take a photo of it with your mobile. Okay, I'm going to close it now. This is anonymous, so now you can should be able to just type in what do you perceive the benefits of using teaching and learning apps in your teaching, and your answers will start to come onto the screen. He says. Excellent. Yeah, keeps the learners motivated. You can use it as a form of assessment and they're fun to use. Excellent. Yeah, they're interactive. Absolutely. An active learner is a effective learner. It helps keep the learners. Oh, let's have a look. Let me move. Keeps teaching fresh. Absolutely. Helps keep the learners engaged in a variety of activities. Absolutely. Yeah, well, so many ways of knowing more. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Very good. I like them. Any more?
So Ian, you have a choice that you can either, like, when you click plus, you can put a subject title, or you can just write something, sort of either or.
I'll take your word for it, Tom. I only use again, I'm certainly not the guru. So
no, yes. Well, I noticed, you see, I've put like keep teaching fresh. That was that's in bold. That was almost like a subject. And then if I just wrote in the underneath write something, it just came up engagement. So it looks like you can do either or.
I see. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. There you go. Every day's a school day.
So I've just shown you, Tom, in the subject. I often get them to put their name. It should have come up. It says, and then you can write in the other bit as well.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I did two separate ones, whereas I could have put keep teaching fresh and then put engagement underneath. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it hasn't come up on it there, Ian, my one, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can make it. I've kept it anonymous, but you can make it so that the learners' names come up. So it depends how, what approach you want to take. Okay. So learners can interact with each other during the session. Yeah. Okay. So you can see that and it's good that Tom's raised that point, because I certainly don't know the full potential of all of these apps. I just use them for very simple, basic things, and I'm sure there's lots more things that I could use them for. So it's just a case of getting out there and having a play and finding out what their potential is.
Okay. Ian, on this one, you can also set it like, so you can have, so I do the advantages and the disadvantages. So you can set it up like a board where you've got where they write on either side of the board as well.
Yeah, no, thanks, Nikki. I use it for like peer and self-assessment and advantages, disadvantages, as you've said. So yeah, there's so many different things you can do. Okay.
Ian, can I just ask one quick question?
Of course you can.
On the app, where it says ABC, what are the benefits? That question that you've put up.
Yeah.
How did you put that setting? Is that something that you do when you first?
Yeah, I've set up a new board and I've put that in there. So again, it will probably take me too long to go through how.
That's fine. I'll play around with it.
Yeah, it's just having a little play and just setting things up. So I've set that up
I'll do that.
in advance. Yeah.
Sure, no problem.
And you can put images in there as well. So that's, the more visual it is, the better it's going to be. Oh, good question. Thank you. Right. So that is the first app. And again, like, it's really pleased, Nikki, if anybody's got anything to add to these, because it's great. I can learn. I want to learn from other people as well. So going back to my PowerPoint. Okay. I've had a look at Padlet. Let me from that slide. So the benefits that I'd put down there, these are the benefits that I perceive from using teaching and learning apps. For me, it adds variety to lessons, and that's always good. You're going to get visual learners, auditory learners, reading writers, kinesthetics learners. So for the kinesthetic learners, they really enjoy having a go, getting their iPad out or the phone and having a little go. As I put in there, appeals to the kinesthetic learners. Great for learning checks. I'm massive during my AETs on making sure that learners are implementing regular learning checks. So, it's good for me to do regular learning checks. You've got to practice what you preach. So ideal for regular learning checks. And it keeps the learners active. An active learner is an effective learner. They don't want to be listening to me talking ad nauseum. They don't want to be looking at slide after slide. They want to be doing something. So these apps can certainly help them do little bits and bobs and keeps them active and engaged all the way through. So let's have a look at the next one. Socrative. I think Phil mentioned that he's aware of Socrative. So let me pull up my Socrative site. Just bear with me. Again, I've got how many different things open. Let me just bear with me. Stop sharing. Just find out where it is. Right, hopefully that'll open. No, it's not there yet. Bear with me. Bear with me. This is a problem when you've got loads of apps open. So let's try again. Phil, while I'm doing that, how have you used it on your? You said you were aware of Socrative.
Oh, a long time ago when when I did the level 5 course for the university at Manchester, the music and
we had it embedded in, didn't we, for a while? Yeah, we used to. Can't remember it that well myself, so I'm sure it's going to drop in memory when I see it. But yeah, we did. We were using it. Yeah, we tried to embed because obviously you. Like you said, practice what you preach. You talk about technology quite a bit on the courses, so we used to try and embed it a bit. So yeah,
I think it's quite like the quizzes and Kahoots, but it gives you more information, doesn't it, in terms of assessment?
Yeah, the beauty of this is that what it does do, not that I use it I do use it on the AT, but at the end it will email you a spreadsheet with all the students' answers on there. So you can use it two ways. You can use it to see how they're doing, which is a good check. And if some of them are struggling, I can have a quick word with them the following day. But also it gives you an idea of the responses to the questions. And if you find that there's one question in particular that the learners aren't answering well, then that tends to indicate to me, but I haven't taught it particularly well. So, it can be used in various ways. So that's what your hope. If you get your own Socrative site, then you will be able to produce all these various little bits and bobs. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're just going to do a quick quiz. I need to finish the last one. Okay. So you'll see I've got loads of different quizzes up there. I'm going to use technology. I'm going to make it teacher pace, which means that I'm controlling the pace in which we go. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to go to, if you see in the top left-hand corner, besocrative.com. If you type that into your phone, it'll ask you to be a learner or the teacher. You are a learner or students. And it'll ask you for a room name. The room name is in the top right-hand corner, Ian Wood.
Is that case sensitive, is it, Ian?
No, it's all uppercase, no gap between the Ian and the Wood.
Okay.
Ian, are we signing up for free here?
No, you don't have to sign up. If you just put B Socrative in.
I did.
Right, it should give you a student, or will it say log into room?
It's asking me questions about what gender I am, what my age is, have I got a mortgage, etc.
Shouldn't be asking you all of that. Shouldn't really be asking.
It seems like the sales page, doesn't it? It's
oh
like
yeah.
login.
Okay, you've got to go in. the link that says student login. What's the
Yeah.
room name, please, Ian?
Room name is Ian Wood, all uppercase.
Uppercase.
Sorry, I'm struggling with this as well, where to get on. So yeah.
Need to click the blue login button, Barb. I think I was struggling.
Okay.
It's at the top.
Ah, okay. Student login.
Are we putting our own names in after that, Ian?
Yes, please. Or
Just full name or just first name?
oh, just first name. We're on. Yeah, not too formal today, Rebecca.
Sorry, Ian.
Yeah.
Okay.
The room is Ian Wood. Is that all one word?
All one word. Yeah, all one
Yeah.
word.
And sorry, what do I answer to one of three?
I'm not. I haven't. We
Not
won't
got there
answer it
yet.
yet. Don't answer it yet, Bob. Don't get carried away yet,
Yeah.
Bob.
No,
Ian,
what?
can you show? Can you?
I thought I'd missed something.
Can you show us the bit that you see that who's joined it? Is there a way for you to see who's joined it as you go
No,
along?
all I can see is that I've got 7 students in.
Where do you see that?
Can you
We
see
can't-
on the screen in front of you? Is it
Oh
not?
yeah, 0 of 7. Yeah.
Oh, got 8 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's probably, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, so we're all in. Everybody's in. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
All in,
there's
all
3
in,
questions. The
yes,
first
all in.
question is, what can you include in a standard PowerPoint or similar presentation? And you've got A, B, C, D, or E. Oh, we've got 9 people in. Oh, of course, we've got Barb's coming, haven't we? Yeah, Barb's in. And as you'll see there, it's moving. So
Sorry, Ian. Can I ask? Is 9 including yourself then?
no, that's it. That's learners. That's not including me.
Okay, cool.
So that's telling me there that 8 out of 9. Can you see that? I've highlighted it. 8 out of 9 students have answered. So I'm waiting for one more.
Right.
And don't worry, it's all anonymous. So don't worry if you get it, if you don't get it right. Although everybody all shouts out, oh my God. So 9 students have answered. Show the results. What an unbelievable group you are. I can see why Tom and Bill employ you there, because you're obviously, you know,
Does that mean we get a pay rise then?
a pretty savvy bunch. Okay. Right. So that one's a multiple choice. The next one, I just move it on. The next one is a true or false. You need to be highly technical to produce learning checks using online apps.
No.
Don't shout out the answer, please.
Oh, sorry.
No, and it was in a northeast accent, so I knew who it was.
I am from the northeast, Ian.
So
I get
just
carried away, Ian.
Yeah, don't worry. No, it's good. It's good that you're getting carried away.
I get overexcited.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the Luxembourg jury to come in. Oh, 9 out of 9. Let's have a look. How have we done? Show the results. Definitely a pay increase. Definitely a pay increase, I think. The castle is, are you listening? Right. The next one, last one. This is a free text one. Okay. So we looked at Padlet earlier. How will you use Padlet in your training or teaching in the future? Or how could you use it? So you need to type them in. Just type your answer in. So I can keep it anonymous, which is great, or I can show the answers. Okay. So on an icebreaker, get students to write ideas, check learning. Excellent. What I can do is show names as well if I want to, but I don't often do that. I always keep it anonymous. Wheel spin, gathering responses, pros and cons. We'll use the spinning wheel to decide. Yeah. Oh, order that. I like that one. Yeah, good. Good. Okay, create interactivity. Yeah. I think that's from Barb, isn't it? I can tell that.
Yeah, I'll have to watch back the beginning of your recording.
You haven't missed much, Bob. You haven't missed much. Okay.
That's all right.
So we've got 2 to go. In place. Yeah, good. Good. 1 to go.
Can you move on if you want to? Say if that, they've just like had tech problems or something.
Yeah,
Can you actually move on?
At the start, I clicked teacher paced, which means that I dictate the pace, but you can have it student paced, so somebody can go all the way.
Yeah.
Somebody can go all the way through if you want. Okay. So great, there's some great ideas. I use this, I'll say, right, what are you going to do in your micro teach tomorrow to take you outside of your comfort zone? And people say, I'm going to use an app, or I'm going to do more regular checks on learning, or I'm going to state very clear learning outcomes at the start. And I don't hold them to that, but it just gives them a bit of a focus about their micro teach. So what you can do at the end, which is great, is where it says finish activity. So I finish it. And you can see there, so I've got the name, I can have it, anomalize it, so I can take the names off and I can see who's got what, and all got 100%. And in the top right-hand corner, export results, email me, and now that will send me a spreadsheet with all the results on there, which is a great little tool for me. Okay, and it's free. I mean, what's not to like? What's not to love about it? Okay. So that's Socrative. Okay. And again, there's other things you can do in Socrative, but I only use it I sometimes use it as an exit ticket, but I just use it as a bit of a quiz and a bit of fun. You can have a bit of fun. So some of the answers for the multiple choice are a little bit wacky, but it just adds a little bit of humor to the sessions. Okay.
What my question earlier, Ian, what I meant was, if say a student suddenly dips out and it shows there's 2 people left to answer, you can still click on and show the results whenever you want.
You can. And again, so I reduce the pressure, say, look, don't worry. And people say, oh, I've my screen spinning, or so you put pressure on the learners. You can move it on whenever you want, and it just gives you the data you need to see. Okay.
I like the wheel spin. Thought that was great.
The wheel spin. Okay, cool. Well, you don't need, I mean, you can just get that anyway, just wheel decide, that
used to be in our slides, Ian.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. They've been updated many times, but that wheel was in our slides. Yeah.
Okay.
The learners really liked it, and used to play a little song as well.
Yeah, I've used a different one. There's loads of those. If you just spin the wheel in, they'll do like the Michael McIntyre thing.
Oh yeah.
Is there any money involved?
Definitely not. Right, we're going to look at Mentimeter now. Now, this is one that I've only recently got sort of au fait with, and that's because some of the learners were using it on their courses, and I thought, oh, I quite like the look of Mentimeter. So I just had a little play with it and thought, oh yeah, there's definitely some mileage here. So let me see if I can pull up Mentimeter. No, hold on, Mentimeter. Let me see, fingers crossed. Right, okay. So I use it in 2 ways. As you'll see, one there I've already started. So I will show you that one. And I've left it populated just to show you how I use it at the start of the course. Taking a bit of time loading. I think it might have cleared it. So I use it as what is the most important learning outcome for you from this course? And the learners type them in. Okay. And I also say the second slide, I use this right at the start of the day just to get them used to using the phones and their iPads, etc. What's the most important aspect? And again, you can see the course that I've just run for Fresenius Cabby. They wanted it to be fun, enjoyable, and interactive. Okay. So we're going to have a little go yourselves. Let me pull up my second Menti.
I love we finish early each day to watch a bit of daytime TV.
Yeah. There's normally one person puts that just to wind me up. Okay, but I like that. I like to have a little bit of banter with them. So
I'm surprised you give them the option.
Yeah, no, I don't give them the option. So what we're going to do now, we're going to have an exit ticket. Okay, I like to use it as an exit ticket. So let's get this up and running. We're all a bit slow today. We're not normally this slow. I don't know what it may be. I don't know why. Right, so you need your phone again. Can you see? Oh, well, I'll present it, and then the QR code will come up a little bit in a bit more detail. So obviously I intersperse it, you know, I don't use them all in one go. I use them regularly throughout the 2 days. So this is just a check on how are things going. Okay, so you can either scan the QR code in, or you can go to menti.com and enter that code. That's telling me at the bottom. You can see I've got 6 people in already, which is good. 7 people in. 8 people in. Just waiting for one more. 9. Everybody's in. Okay, so okay, let's rock and roll. So question number 1. Oh, we've got that bit. Everybody's in, which is good. How do you feel about today's lesson so far? Informative, fabulous, excellent, good, fabulous, interesting, yeah. Okay. And again, the word that is used, if more than one person's put informative up there, then that word would start to grow. So yeah, good, excellent, great. Yeah, they're nice, they're good, nice bits of feedback. So 9 responses, so that's good. Right, next question.
Sorry, Ian.
Yeah.
What's the right-hand panel with the woman?
So you just you can put pictures in there just to make it a little bit more interesting.
Right, lovely.
I did have West Ham getting beaten at the week. Oh no, they won at the weekend, didn't they? But yeah, no, I didn't. I thought I better not wind up the boss. So you can put whatever you want. You can put whatever you want in there. Right.
And is it easy to understand how to create it?
Yeah, definitely. And again, if you start to play with these and you know you need a bit of help from me, just let me know and I'll quite happily come in. And as I say, if I can learn how to use them, the majority of people can, to be perfectly honest. Okay,
Ian, do we select go to slide for the next question?
Has it not come on? I've clicked it on.
I've got go to slide.
Yes,
All right.
yes, you do.
Yeah, that's right, I did.
Yeah,
got you.
Okay.
Yeah, got you. Yep.
The only option we now have is to do a thumbs up. Presumably, you said we do the thumbs up when we finished it, or what's that about now?
I've no idea, to be perfectly honest, Nikki. I've moved on to the next slide. Is that not showing for you people?
Can't type an answer, Ian.
No, so we've got that.
We've just got a thumbs up.
I can't. Right.
No, it's got the 2 questions with a green thumbs up underneath.
Which are the questions you've got on your screen there?
Yeah.
Has it got those 2 questions? Yeah.
But nowhere to put an answer.
No. So this would be where you would discuss them with your partner. Okay. So this is where Leslie, I could put people into breakout rooms and get them to discuss them as a pair, and then feedback. Okay. If it's face to face, then obviously they can just pair up with somebody they sat next to, and then just one of them or both of them get one to feedback question 1 and one to feedback on question 2. Okay.
But only at the end of that summation do you press thumbs up.
So I'm going to press it and see what happens.
Yeah, press thumbs up. Yeah, there's a little thumbs up floats into my screen. So
there's not a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Then there's just a thumbs up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm ticking it now. I feel as I'm missing out. So I've ticked the thumbs up. Yeah, and then a thumb comes up. So
I can't see the thumbs coming up on your screen.
Let's not overthink it. Okay. Right. Let's move on to the next one. So take a moment and reflect on the following. Okay. So just some very general questions there. Think about what we've done so far today. Okay, and as you can see, it's quite visual. You'll get the slider moving backwards and forwards. So we've had 8. It's telling me in the bottom right hand side 8. So all 9 have answered now. So yeah, that just gives me a bit of an indicator. You know, I still have questions. Right. Okay. Who put still have questions? Right. What are those questions, please? Okay. The lesson was tough. No. So they found it relatively easy. So I'll say, right. Okay. So I'll make it a little bit more difficult tomorrow. I need to stretch and challenge you all a little bit more. And they'll say, well, it was a bit tougher, Ian. And maybe it was a little bit tougher than we first thought. Okay. So you use it in a variety of different ways. Okay. And yes, thank you for your input. Okay. So that's Mentimeter, which, as I say, I've only just really learned how to use, and I'm sure there's more uses to it, but it's quite a visual one. Okay. So let me go back to my PowerPoint, which is share. So we're now using Woo Clap, not Wood Clap. You can give me a clap at the end. You can give me a clap at the end if you want. But it's called Woo Clap. It often have a bit of a giggle about it. If I was creating a teaching and learning app, I don't think I'd call it Woo Clap. I think I'd call it a little bit less. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Open to ridicule. Anyway, but it's a fantastic. It's an unbelievable app. So let me show you this one. What I do, I need to find it again, and I've got that many things open. So just bear with me. Let me. I've got it on a different tab. This one, not on that tab. No.
That's my biggest fear about Zoom, is going off to find something else and ending up like cutting everyone off.
Yeah, no, I don't cut people off, but I do sort of say, right, talk amongst yourselves 30 seconds. So it should, here we are, Woo Clap, right.
Are these all free, the ones that you've shown us?
Yeah, they're all free.
Yeah.
Train Aid don't pay me enough to have the paid version, so I only get the freebies. Okay, right. So again, what do I like about Woo Clap? Now, I'm going to put a little caveat in here. When Woo Clap came out, I was one of the very first people to sort of enroll with Woo Clap, and I got access to all the different tools you can use. I'm led to believe now that if you get the Woo Clap app now, you're only allowed two different questions, and I'll show you them in a minute. And I'm so reluctant to log out and log back in again in case I lose all my privileges. Okay, so I don't know whether that's true or not. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this one. I'm just going to. Can you all see like the screen where it's got multiple choice, word cloud, and all those at the top? Can you see them? Yeah. Can you give me? Yeah. So I haven't opened up the quizzes yet, but the beauty of Woo Clap is that, as you can see, you've got so many different options you can use. So multiple choice, word cloud, an open question, a framework, no idea what that is. Spin the wheel, if you like. You could do a poll. You can have a timed activity. You can add a slide. You can do a brainstorm or a thought shower. You can do a matching activity, which I use on my AET. Locate on an image, first aid maybe, Bill. Fill in the blanks, which we're going to do. Label an image, a whiteboard. The list is endless. Can you see them all? A rating one. You can add a video. You can do a sorting exercise. Hey, there's so many. Look at them. There's hundreds. I mean, my God, it's free. How did we make money? I've no idea. Anyway,
I think a framework. I think a framework is when they give you a framework to write something. So like an essay, they go, this is, like they lay it out for you. I think that's
thanks.
what
Nikki, why didn't you volunteer to run this course instead of me? You'd have been far better at it. You know far more about these things than I do. Thank you. Right, so how to participate. Click display. It's going to show you how to log in. Right, so scan that code, please. And it might ask you for the event code, which is on the right-hand side. all uppercase, PZJADE. Bottom right hand corner, it's showing me 7 people are in, 8 people are in. Just waiting for one more.
I think it's me. I'm quite sure I'm on there.
You can either go to wooclap.com. Oh, you're in. No, you're in now, Bob. You're in.
Oh.
Right. So,
It's me.
question 1.
Sorry, Ian. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in. Sorry.
Not in.
You
I missed. Oh, it's all right. I've got the last letter.
Yeah. Cool.
No, what was? I'm not in. What's the code?
Let me go back then. Oh, it's there.
PZ Jade.
PZJADE.
Yeah, Jade. PZ Jade.
All right, see it.
Well, it's telling me 9 people are in.
I didn't even have to put that code in.
No, probably not if you scanned it. If you scanned the QR code. Right.
Cool.
So this is a matching one now. So you've just got to match the image with the app. And I don't want to put any pressure on you, but it shouldn't be that difficult, really. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know.
It's telling me 6 out of 9 have answered. Just 2 to go. Go and have a go. Don't worry if you get them wrong. Tom will only take away the pay increase he'd promised us earlier on for doing so well in Socrative, so don't worry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ian. It's got matched the logo to the app.
Yeah.
So, but there's about 4 or 5 questions, isn't there?
No, there's 4 apps. There should be 4 images and 4 names.
So on that
Little
first
drop
picture,
down,
Philip,
little drop down box, Phil.
yeah, on that first one, that blue one, underneath you have the option of putting
Yeah.
in the names of the 4, and you just
Yeah.
choose the one, and then it should automatically go to the next question.
Right, yeah. I've done that.
Yeah.
And then
Then you do submit.
It's gone to Woodclap.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting some claps today. Wood clap, yeah.
And then you go to, when you've done the 4 questions, then you do submit.
Right. But yeah, right.
Phil, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm conscious of time. I'm just going to move. What you can then is tick the correct answer. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got 100%. 100% there. Can we see? It gives me the answer there. Okay. We can spend a bit of time at the end, Phil, if you want to have a look at that.
No, I just didn't get it. Yeah. Okay. No
Right.
problem.
No problem. Right. Next question. So complete the blank spaces in the following paragraph. Using TNL apps can add something to a lesson, helping to keep the learners something else. They can also be used for checks on something and also a way of adding something to lessons. So what do you think those words are? Where there's a gap.
Would there be a way of putting hint words on there if you wanted to?
I wouldn't know, Nikki. I wouldn't
Okay.
know. I'm not that sophisticated.
That's what I thought, Nikki. Yeah, that's yeah. I was looking for the little group.
All right.
We want it spoon fed in. We don't want to have to think.
I know.
Come on.
I know.
Ah.
I know.
It's just
Blooming heck.
learning, isn't it?
Tom didn't warn me it was going to be such a tough gig.
It's fine till I turned up.
Right, we've had 7 out of 9 answers, 2 to go. Say, don't worry if you don't get them right. It's not a problem. We can discuss them. Okay, one to go. That's it, all 9. Right, let's have a look. Correct answer. Okay, so you can put multiple answers in there. My answers were using TNL apps can add interest to a lesson, helping to keep the learners active. They can also be used for checks on learning and also as a way of adding variety to lessons. Okay, so it shows me at the bottom there how we've done. Okay, all I really wanted to do was just showcase how you can use this app. Okay, but you could
I don't quite get that in one sense, because you know your answers but we don't, so we put words in we felt were the answer, but they're not your words.
That's fine.
They're still valued words. So
Ian, you put active for the second one. I put engaging, which is near enough the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I put interested, but you know, when you're a learner, to see it like this and it's kind of crossed out, you know, as if you're wrong, if you haven't given someone a clue as to what you want them to be putting in, their answer is still valid, but it's like it's wrong.
Well, you would use your skill as a tutor then to say, look, there's no right or wrong, it's just your perception. Or you may be able to write, if you wanted to do, you could write various words on there and say, right, pick which ones you want to use. I don't use this. I use WooClap. I don't use this activity, but I wanted to try and get, because one of my learning outcomes was how could you use it, or what are the benefits of using them. So let me just show you how I use it very quickly. Let me pull up one of my, let's see if I can, I'm going to have to stop it now. No, I'm not going to, no, it's going to take too much time, but I don't use it. I only use this today for this workshop, but although I do use WooClap, I don't use the gaps one or the image one. I use a matching one. I use a rating one. The word clouds, prioritizing, etc. And they all work, and nobody takes umbrage. Put it that way. Okay. Oh, it's going mad now. Right, I'm going to stop sharing because the natives are getting restless. Tom, let me. There we go. We should all be back on the main screen there. Okay. Yeah. So my final slide is, can you identify 4 teaching and learning apps you can use to enhance your delivery? Hopefully you can. I'm not going to ask questions, but I'm sure you can. And you've all, I think, sort of started to answer how you could use one of the apps on a future course you deliver. So, has anybody got any questions? Don't all shout at once, so.
Yeah, I've got a question.
Yes, Tom.
So, so obviously you've got these all set up in your own user area, so to speak. So let's say, for example, I set one up, and I think, I want to share that with everyone to use the same thing that's set up. Does everyone have to create that individually in their own account, if you see what I mean, or could you share that with someone else who's got an account?
I know what you mean. I don't know the answer, Tom. I could have a look, but I've always worked in isolation, so I don't know. I don't know.
I think when we did the Socrative one before, I think we might have even created like an info account, and I think people were maybe logging in and using the TrainAid one, if that makes sense. But I think we did have an issue once where 2 people were delivering the course the same evening. So that's I just wondered if it was possible to share what you've created in them.
There are some apps, so like the Kahoot one and the quizzes one, I think I can share them with people. So it depends what the app is, I think.
Yeah, I use Kahoot, but again, you can only use it up to 10. You know, if you get the free version, you can only use up to 10 delegates, etc. But I don't know, Tom. It would make sense to do that. You could have then standard train aid ones, but
Yeah. No, I can look into it. Yeah, cheers.
okay, cool.
But I liked your use of polls, but I know that I can create polls in Zoom.
Yeah,
It's kind of like and whiteboards and adding text. I can do all that in Zoom without having to go off and
yeah,
get a
absolutely.
different app. But does using the app make it a little bit more interactive rather than Zoom?
I don't know, to be perfect. I think it's horses for courses, Bob. Really, I think you go with what you feel most comfortable with, and I always say to my learners, keep them simple, because you can, when you're using them as if you've got too many gaps, and it can become quite, just talk to you amongst yourselves a couple of minutes. That's why I use them. I use 2 on day 1 and 2 on day 2, just to break up the morning, the afternoon, and I've got them already set up, and you go straight into them. But if you're trying to use too many, then it can become a little bit. It can be just become a bit challenging from a user point of view, really.
You can get the problem where you get the ones who are real tech phobes who then don't want to do it, and then you end up with it actually slowing you down quite a lot, because then you have to wait for them and everything, can't you?
Yeah, you soon learn the ones, and then I'll pair them up and say, "Oh, do you mind? Nikki, would you mind supporting Ian for me? Because I'm just conscious of time." So you'll get to know the learners who relate to it very well, and others who struggle a little bit. But
That's good.
So
I feel like I need a lesson where I'm actually sitting in the room with you, watching you how you do it.
Yeah.
Rather than, obviously you're showing us apps, but it's how you put them into play as you're doing your Zoom.
Absolutely.
So I feel like I need to have a camera behind you watching you do it.
Okay. Well, if it's any crumb of comfort, Bob, I've just sort of gone online, found these, and then self-taught. You can go in and you learn, and none of them are that difficult. Honestly, if you were, then I certainly wouldn't be using them. So, I know what you mean, but I think just a half an hour's perseverance, and I think you'll crack them all, to be honest.
Cool. I think I need to start practicing on my friends.
It's just no, absolutely, and they are I find them really interesting. The learners enjoy doing them. For example, I did a course for Fresenius Cabby this week, and they've said, "Oh, we do this at induction. We do this like test at the end, and we're going to move to Socrative now because it's far more interactive, and it's like, great, if you can use it, it's so but like Nikki said, you do get some people on a course who don't like them, so I do like simple whiteboard tasks or post-it note feedback. So as an exit ticket, we'll use a post-it note instead of the there you just you read your audience, and you base your course on it accordingly.
Yeah, it's only a problem when it's online and you're trying to get them to do it, like with Phil today, those hiccups, and you have to work around it. Yeah,
no, absolutely. But it's dead easy. You just press evict Phil from the room, and then the problem's over.
Good for me.
I wouldn't do that. So you know that. Okay. We're just after 3. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed catching up with everybody.
Yeah, it's been nice, Ian. Really informative. I'm gonna give it a go, because I've got my level 4 next week.
Right.
I've delivered 3 times from now, so I'm going to give one of them a go and see how we go.
Yeah, and I always advocate to the team when I was teaching in college was like, have a go with one of them. Try one thing and try it and see how it goes.
Yeah.
And do it with a group you feel comfortable with. Don't do it with a group of rebels who are going to rip you to bits. Do it with a nice group who are, pretty pliable. And just have a go and say, look, hey, we're going to have a go. Hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't work, hey, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So have a go. It'd been really nice, Rebecca, to hear how it went and which one.
I will. I'll let you know. Yeah, I will. I'm going to try it with my level 4 group from the Home Office. They're pretty critical, but I'll give it a go.
Are they?
Yeah, Home Office. Hard audience, Leslie.
I know.
My best
hard audience.
That one there, it's a mini whiteboard. I use them more than anything else. So technology is great, but you can't beat a mini whiteboard. I tell
We've
you.
used whiteboard a lot on Teams, which is really good, and that does
Yeah.
work well.
Yeah,
I really
absolutely.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Well, lovely
Thank you,
meeting
Ian.
you all.
Yeah,
It's
lovely
been an
to see
absolute
everybody.
pleasure.
Thanks, Ian.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Ian.
Learned a lot.
Thank you.
That was
Thanks.
great.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Nice seeing everyone.
Bye.
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 Bye, guys.